Today I want to tell you about how you can move to Japan without so much difficulties. And the beautiful thing about moving to Japan is that if you get all your documentation straight, it is quite easier to get a Japan visa. They hardly deny people visa approval, especially when you get your documentation straight and you actually know what you want to go to do in Japan. And just to tell you, Japan is one of the most civilized countries in the world. They have very high technology, standard of living is very high, and healthcare facility is great. And there are just a lot of things that I can tell you about Japan that you might not have really imagined. So Japan is, I can tell you, one of the best places in the world to live in. Pay is good enough, not the pay is good enough, probably not compared to US and to Australia and maybe a few places, but I mean, if you compare with any civilized country in the world, it is great, and there are a lot of opportunities. There are three major ways to move to Japan. One of them is through student visa, another way is through work visa, another one is through working holiday visa. So it all depends on which of the route that suits you most. Either you want to move as a student, or you want to move through work holiday, or you want to move through work visa. So I'll take you through each and every one of these things so that you see how you can move to Japan without so much stress. Yeah, so I'll also take you through my screen to show you, how you can apply for jobs and all of those things you need to do for you to move to Japan. So one of the things you may need to do, one of the first things you may need to do to move to Japan is, first is that if you're applying for a work visa, you won't be able to apply yourself. You need to get a sponsorship, okay? And then another thing is that you have to get a certificate of eligibility, which says sometimes it takes about 3 months and sometimes it takes less or more. So these are a few things you need to do before you move to Japan. But let's go down to the three main visa categories or steps which you can use to move to Japan. One of them, like I say, is the student visa. Yeah, if you want to move to Japan through student visa, you would need to first apply for an admission. And once you've applied for admission and you've been granted admission, it is important for you to have set aside certain amount of money that you could use to take care of your bills. So you'll be needing to keep about 20 million yen, which is an equivalent of about 15,000 USD. So it's not really a very high amount of money. So you need to show this either through by yourself or through your siblings as a proof of fund that you'll be able to take care of yourself in Japan. So either you provide it, or your parents provide it, or your siblings provide it, or someone who is related to you, provides a statement showing that you have this much amount, okay? So otherwise you can also show this proof by scholarship or other financial award letters. That will be fine. Or if you also have an investment that gives you money regularly, you can also show it. So that could take care of this, okay? Yeah, so the next way to come to Japan is through working holiday visa. For working holiday visa, I mean, there are countries that have agreement with Japan, about 30 countries for working holiday visa. These countries are mostly in Europe and in America. There are no countries from Africa. There are 3 Asian countries that are part of the working holiday agreement. That is South Korea, Hong Kong, and Taiwan. Whereby there is no African country, the rest are in Europe and in America. So that's for working holiday visa. Then for working holiday visa, you would need to go to Japan for a short term to live in Japan and work in Japan. So for most countries, you have to be within 18 to 30 years of age to qualify for this. But for those who are coming from Canada, Australia, and Republic of Korea, you need to be within 18 to 25 years, and for Iceland within 18 to 26 years to be able to qualify for this visa, okay? So unlike the student visa, you actually do not need much money, for you to come to Japan as for the working holiday visa. Depending on the country where you're coming from, you would need about $2,500 to $4,000 to move, just to prove that you will be able to take care of yourself while in Japan. And again, you need a return ticket to show that you will be able to come back to your country. So that's what you need for the working holiday visa. Okay, yeah, the visa length depends on your country. So I'll take you through the list when I share my screen, so you can see which of the countries, how much you need to, how many months you're going to get, or how many years you're going to get for work holiday visa. So the last one is the work visa. Okay, there are a couple of there are different kinds of work visa, for foreigners that you'll be able to access. Okay, yeah, so it all depends on the route which you want to use to come to Japan. Okay, yeah, the first and the most common type is works kind of work is like jobs like engineering, tech, business, English teaching, translation, and others. But those are the basic ones which you would need to use to come into Japan. Okay, yeah, so if you want to come into Japan, it's quite easy. If you're an engineer, or you're a tech, or you're an English teacher, or you're into business, or you're into translation. But if you're not in any of these, you can also come to Japan. But it may not be as smooth as it could be for those who are within these fields. Okay, and to qualify for this visa, you need a minimum of either 4 years equivalent of bachelor's degree, or a diploma, from a Japanese vocational school or equivalent, or at least 10 years of work experience in your field, because they really value people with very high skill. So they don't just want people who come and still do not meet up the requirement. But then like I said, you will be needing a sponsorship. Okay, company must sponsor you, because you won't be able to hire yourself. Therefore, you won't be able to sponsor yourself for this visa. Okay, so depending on a number of factors, you will be able to get either 1 year visa, or 3 years visa, 5 years visa, just as the case may be. Okay, and the duration of applying for the certificate of eligibility may be up to 3 months, but after then you could actually get your visa approved within 2 weeks of application. So there are different ways to get this job visa done. It could be through specific skilled workers visa, which I'm going to take you through my screen to also show you. There are about a list of 15 or thereabout skills that are covered under this specific skilled workers visa. So I will be listing those skills to you as I go through my screen. So if you are someone who has any of those skills, and you've got experience valid up to 5 years, so you'll be able to apply for this visa. This visa was actually established in 2019 and has run till date, where if you are having any of those specific skills, you can go on and apply for this visa. And once you've been able to put in all your documentation correctly, you won't be denied this visa. You get it in as much as you really have the skill. The next is digital nomad visa, which is a short-term visa anyway. For digital nomad visa, it's about 6 months, and it could also exceed 6 months depending on where you're coming from. But this is mostly for people who are able to come to Japan with their finances, with their resources, and work remotely from Japan, probably from a hotel or from a short let, or from any kind of accommodation, and work for a short period of time. You can come with your spouse, you can come with your family. There's one beautiful thing about it. Just like every other work visa, you can come with your spouse and family, and you can live in Japan as much as your visa would be valid. Okay, so for the digital nomad visa, it's mostly better for people who are within the IT field, or who are into some kind of financial, who could work remotely from their hotel room or from their short leg. Now, for this, you also need to prove that you've got annual income of at least 10 million Japanese yen, to show that you would be leaving Japan as soon as your visa expires. So that is it about the digital nomad visa. There are a few ways to get this done, but I can tell you the easiest ways to come to Japan still is by teaching English. So if you're a native English teacher or speaker, you'll be able to get an English speaking teaching job and move to Japan. Salary is fair enough, not too great, but you'll actually find it very interesting to teach English in Japan, and you're going to meet a lot of nice people in Japan. But then if you're not an English speaker, a native English speaker, if you're not a native English person, you could also teach English in as much as you have near native English level, okay, in your English proficiency. So It doesn't really matter what academics, what degree you have, whether it is engineering, mathematics, science, medicine, wherever it is. But in as much as you would be able to show that you can teach English by having a very good grade in your IELTS or some other English exam, you will be able to allow to teach English in Japan in secondary school. So that is it about teaching English in Japan, because that is the easiest way to move to Japan. Well, before I wrap up this video, I would like to show you a few things how you can get a job in Japan and how you can actually move to Japan without so much stress. So I'll also take you through the countries that have work holiday agreement, and I'm going to take you also through the specific skilled workers visa, okay, which is currently a great way to move to Japan. About 16 of them, and I'll tell you each of them and how you can move to Japan through this route. So, guys, stay tuned as I take you through my screen, and I hope that you're going to learn a lot in this video. So, let's go through my screen right now. So there are a few things I've promised to show you. Yeah, this is the first one, the working holiday program in Japan. You can see this is Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan. It is the government specific website where they've outlined this. So you can see the working holiday program are based on bilateral arrangement intended to make it possible for the youth of Japan and its partner countries region to enter each country region primarily for the purpose of spending holidays while allowing them to engage in employment as an incidental activity of their holidays for the purpose of supplementing their traveling fund. The program are designed to provide the youth with wider opportunities for them to appreciate the culture and general way of life in the partner countries or region for the purpose of promoting mutual understanding between Japan and partner countries or region. Japan started a working holiday program in first with Australia in 1980 as of first Australia 2025. Japan has introduced the program with the following 30 countries. So you can see the countries: Australia, New Zealand, Canada, South Korea, France, Germany, United Kingdom, Ireland, Denmark, Taiwan, Hong Kong, Norway, Portugal, Poland, Slovakia, Austria, Hungary, Spain, Argentina, Chile, Iceland, Czech Republic, Lithuania, Sweden, Estonia, Netherlands, Uruguay, Finland, Latvia, Luxembourg. And you can see the year of initiation. It was only Australia was on in 1980, New Zealand in 1985, Canada 1986. Just go down onto 2024, you can see Luxembourg, Latvia in 2022. Well, anyway, you can just explore that. A maximum number of visas issued per year for Australia and New Zealand, no limit of visa. Also the same for Germany and for Denmark, for Norway and Portugal, no visa limit. Also for Sweden, there's no visa limit. Then for countries like Canada, they've issued about 6,500 every year, and for South Korea, 10,000 every year. France is just about 1,800. For United Kingdom, about 600, 6,000 rather, and for Ireland about yeah, I think this is Ireland, right? Yeah, Ireland for about 800. You can see some of them are 100, like Latvia and Luxembourg, and Uruguay are the same. So, guys, this is it about the working holiday. You can see the eligibility criteria to participate. You can go through this list. I'm going to drop this link anyway, so you see the eligibility criteria, the age limit, and all what you need to have for you to get this stuff done. Okay, I can also see the country specific requirements when you click on this country list to see what you need to do and how you need to go about your application. So the next I would like to share with you also is the specific and I told you about the specific skilled workers visa. Okay, so I would like to share that with you. So for the specific skilled worker visa, also you can just have a look and see all of this, say an introduction to specific skill workers currently working in Japan. There are 16 areas occupation fully covered. Nursing care is number one, building cleaning management, a manufacturing and industrial product, construction industry, shipbuilding and ship machinery industry, automobile repair and maintenance, aviation industry, accommodation industry, agriculture, fishery and aquaculture industry, manufacturing of food and beverages, food service industry, automobile, transportation business, railway, forestry and wood industry. These are the industries they're fully covered. So, I mean, if you want to get more details, you can click on any of them to see the specific requirements. For example, if I'm checking out the manufacturer and industrial products, so I'll just hit it up and you see it said manufacturer industrial product, machinery and metal processing, electrical and electronics equipment assembly, metal surface treatment, carton box and corrugated cardboard, blah 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 blah. So you can read all of them and just see it for yourself. So you can see each and every one of them also is listed here. So you should see the specific areas they would really appreciate you to apply for if you have experience in those areas. Yeah, so I'll just go back a bit by one step. By one step, I'll just go back a bit. Yeah, to show you. So that is it about construction. If you want to check out another industry, you can also check out another industry. Yeah, so if you watch this video, it has information like an introduction to how you can get this process begun. So one of the best way to do is to search for a job in this area. You already know the area where they are issuing visa right for this category, so you can just come to this place just on Google and you just say jobs in Japan. You can say in nursing job in Japan. So if you do that, it's gonna bring out jobs you could possibly apply in this field. Then you apply for the job, and once you get the application approved, or once you get the job, then the next thing you need to do is to um, the employer will apply for a certificate on your behalf and he will sponsor you to come to Japan. So there are popular websites that can actually lead you to come to Japan. Indeed, of course, is on the front row, and again, you've got the glass door, and you've got some other Japanese, websites that could also give you opportunity to move to Japan. So let's just go to Indeed since it's just a popular website. Okay, hit it up. So when you hit up Indeed, gonna say list of jobs. This is registered nurse, IQs, age friendly, med search, blah blah blah. So just hit it up. Let's look out for maternal health nurse. So gonna say the requirement. Look at the salaries: $90, $90,000 per year. Then you're gonna see all they need. Yeah, so you need a bachelor's degree, you need to be registered nurse, and so because nursing is regulated, may not be a very straightforward thing for you. You might actually need to, you might actually need to get registered before. So I can say, let's say jobs in railway in Japan. Yeah, so if you also get job in this industry, you're just good to go, right? So could say railway jobs in Japan. Can also go to Hitachi website because they're one of those operating the railway in Japan. So, yeah, so customer service coordinator by language, which means you need to speak Japan, right? Operator coordinator. By the way, you should know that Japan, because they speak Japanese, so there is some language limitations. So if you want to fit into Japan, once you get there, you need to learn their language or before you go there. So it all depends. So you can see everything required from these jobs. And if you think you've meet up, you just hit up applying and start up the process of moving to Japan. So that's how to move to Japan. And there are a lot of opportunities in Japan. And you can see that there's opportunities like specific skilled workers. There are also opportunities like working holiday, the nomad visa, and all of that. So guys, this is what I have for you today. So I hope that this video meets your need. If it does, why not give it a like and also share with your loved ones and hang around so that we can always talk about how you can move to any advanced control of your choice, either this year or next year. Thank you. I wish you the best of luck. Cheers.